Not when you conversations happen. Conversations happen. Every game I've been playing recently, touching the touchpad brings up the map. God of War does it. Spider-Man does it.
Hmm.
Lego Jurassic World does it. And so I keep pressing it here in Mafia to bring up the map, but instead what
Yeah,
happens is it's really
yeah, I did
frustrating.
it last
People
night.
like I understand
That's
that game companies want to like make their games stand out. I'm sorry, but going against the grain sometimes it's really
can
jarring.
be annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of gamers will stop playing a game if it feels too unfamiliar. Like if like
Oh,
oh
yeah, yeah. Freaking no, because yeah, you're making a point about that, and I have another one. Go ahead. No, go ahead though,
no, that's it. That's,
because it just
I
popped in
mean,
my head.
because
Because Spider-Man does the same thing. Because if I'm not mistaken, Assassin's Creed and the Arkham series counter buttons
it's
are
on circle.
triangle.
No, yeah, it's triangle, but Spider Man's a
It,
circle, and it's
right.
fucking
So
and it's confusing as shit. It's confusing.
when,
Like,
when you are getting it in, and
look, I'll be real
you
with you. Me and
forget that
Fifth,
the button is different. It's like, ah, damn it!
me and Fifth,
And I'm
me and
playing
Fifth
on the
have been
hardest
playing.
difficulty, so I get hit hard.
Yeah, Fifth is playing on. He's playing on the hardest difficulty, but I'm not because there's no trophies related to it.
I
Uh,
didn't even. I'm gonna just finish the game normally, then I'll look at the trophy list afterwards.
well, I didn't look at it. He did,
Pretty sure it'll be tedious.
and he let me know. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like God of War, where they just want you to finish the fucking game, like do everything there is to
All
do
of it,
in the game. Yeah,
right?
all of it.
That
So
that and that includes getting all of
all
the
the
bonus objectives during the
oh,
side missions.
I've already
Like,
been doing that. Like, because a part of me was like, yeah, they're
I've
gonna.
been, yeah, I
Yeah.
have been too. Yeah.
The only one I haven't
Oh,
had a. Oh, I don't want to say what I was about to say because it probably might have been a spoiler for somebody who probably ain't played it yet. But yeah, there it's consider like think about Arkham's like this is starting to annoy the shit out of me. Like I kind of want to die just so I can get away from the cops. Think about when Arkham had those combat arenas and there was like a certain
hmm
thing you had to do. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like
exactly. And
Spider Man is very
yeah,
Arkhamy, but that's not a
what I
bad
like
thing.
about that is if you go through it, and you know how it is, you're gonna have to go through that same side mission a couple times to get it all.
Yeah,
If you do one, it will still
yeah,
count
it
when you have
save
to
it.
restart it again.
Yes, I love
And I
that.
love that. I'm like,
Yes.
thank
It's
you.
like you people get it. You got it. Sometimes you got to get it. So yeah, so like I had gotten to a point where like if I was like running low on enemies, I just restart the checkpoint because it's just easier
Hmm.
because I wanted to get them all like on the go. So the way me and Fifth have been playing is we're doing it wrong because like every time we unlock a new collectible thing, like
Hmm.
I I've basically been clearing the map out before I start a new story mission. Like go
Clearing out all of it. I don't.
yes.
I kind of rationed it out. I do some
Mm.
stuff here, and then move forward, and then do some stuff there because I want to leave enough to, after I
Well,
finish the story
I'll
to
be real with you.
go and do stuff afterwards.
Well, see, that's the thing for me. As it stands right now, the stuff for me afterward is swinging throughout the city. Like I find that
Hmm.
really, like, cause I know y'all never, like, you never played Spider-Man 2. It's very reminiscent of Spider-Man 2. Fifth feels like it's
Hmm.
not as fun, but it does feel really, really good to play, like to swing around and like to
Oh
be able
yeah,
to
it
just
had to be perfect. It
yeah, it had to
had
be
to be.
good. And
It
like for
had
people
to
who
be.
haven't played Spider-Man 2, it's basically that, but each of the trigger buttons, like L2 R2 or L and R on GameCube, each of those would be a different hand.
That's I
So
knew. I knew you were gonna say
yeah,
that. That would have been sick in this game too.
so they had this thing in there where you could like slingshot yourself. So like you could
Hmm.
like be in the air between two buildings, hold both triggers, and then pull back on the trigger and let go, and he would like fly forward. So like there are things in
Hmm.
this game that could have been. There are people who still regale Spider-Man 2 as like the best superhero video game, at least of its time.
Hmm.
And as like I had it, Granny got it for me for Christmas years ago, let somebody borrow it. They kept it. I bought it again
Oh my
because,
God.
of course, like, but goddamn it, I was having such a, that game is so fucking fun. It doesn't look great by today's standards, but it's still like this is it. This is what would be the second. Like the first time I did this,
Freaking
everybody. The first time I did this, it was 3 people here, not just him. So understand that this is indeed the second time I played through the game, and this will go up. This is recorded way after every other video in the Random Moment series for Mafia 3, but I didn't know that I lost this damn footage, so I'm having to do this again. But yeah, whatever.
yeah.
My daughter wants
Man, I'm about to say, if you don't know something about me, I really, 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 really love the photo mode on the Arkham series.
Of course you do.
So I.
Oh, and I want you to know.
I sent you two of my best photos that I've taken.
They added that after the game came out. I just want you to know that.
For which one? Spider-Man or?
Yeah, it wasn't stock. It didn't come.
Oh, word.
Yeah, I checked the update history for the game. Yeah, they added photo mode after it launched.
Oh, that is beautiful. See,
at least they tried.
Man, look, it's freaking great. They got more stuff to offer in their photo mode than the Arkham series did. Not a whole lot, but enough. You know,
I mean, keep in mind he's a freaking photographer, so that only makes sense.
And it only makes sense, right? Yeah. I feel a lot of games should have a photo mode.
Well, any game with a capture function, with a screen capture function, needs to have photo mode. That shouldn't be optional.
Yeah, it should, and model it after, model it after Arkham and this, to have a free range of the camera.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that's.
I'm pretty sure that this doesn't have audio. But again, I don't know if it has audio because I won't know until after I check the playback footage. But the thing is, like normally these cutscenes have the audio taken out, but the screen, the subtitles are there. So I'm gonna let this play out because fuck it. But no, like yeah, that's what you
check
really.
Out them two. I'm proud of them pictures. Damn it, I'm so proud of them. You think I was there? Actually taking them.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, when it comes to the combat, yeah, the best way the way I tell Fifth is, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like there's almost too much to do in a fight, and like everything I've been playing recently is like 1 to 2 button combat, like God of War, Arkham, whatever. But there are like 4 different buttons you can press during combat to do stuff. And like I've been like every time I've been killed, like most of the times I've like lost a fight, it was because there were so many people fighting me at once, and they didn't like when I like the big dude. Usually it's just the big dudes. The big dudes hit you so hard.
I know. If you time, God, dude, seriously.
They will start a wind up while you're still on the ground. So when you get up, you're getting hit.
Yeah, so if you time that first swing wrong and you get hit, you're getting hit again.
Yeah. Like
serious.
So Fifth like
go, wow, and if you time it wrong, you and then
hard, you are getting hit. Even on normal mode, they hit you hard as shit. It's
hard.
Unfair.
Very
it's so
hard.
Unfair.
But one thing I do like that they incorporated is the web balls that they have. You're able to shoot them while doing other things, like getting out the way, running backwards, jumping out the way. You're able to shoot and jump at the same time. So it's like one of my favorite supers in that game is what's it called? Web Blossom, I think.
Yeah, I don't have.
Spider-Man jumps into the air and he spins around and he's shooting web balls everywhere and getting everybody caught up.
Fifth says he likes that one too.
Yeah,
so far Force Web is the one that like that's my go-to. Like Force Web, like immediately attaches people to either the ground or the wall. But I found out apparently.
Oh yeah, yes it does.
You can also like you can get somebody in the combo, and if you have like full web cartridges on your normal web, if they're close enough to a wall or the ground, and you just like basically spam it, like the last one will like attach them to something. And I think if
Mm-hmm.
you have them already wrapped up in web, and you get them close enough to the wall, or like you kick them to the wall hard enough, they'll just stick. That
Yeah,
it's still a
you
little
get a good
finicky.
launch off of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still a little finicky because it's not. It doesn't feel like you can do it the way you want to. Cause like ultimately, it feels like you should be able to web somebody up, launch them into the air, hit triangle, grab them with the web, swing them down, and they would just like get stuck to the floor. But it doesn't.
Mm.
It seems like it's not quite. You're not. I'm not 100% sure on exactly what they want from me, like in combat. But the combat is fun. It just takes some getting
It's
used to.
man,
It
it does because Spider-Man is not like the characters from Arkham. I mean, he's like Bruce, but he has more freedom than Batman
because
did, and
it
he's as
fights a little
fast
bit
as
more like
Catwoman.
I about to say it fights a little bit more like the Assassin's Creed series, because it's not as scripted as Arkham. Because Arkham's fights are scripted, like they are. Like I don't care
Yeah,
what anybody says, they
I
are
see what
crazy.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Arkham's fights are
It's
very
it's it's
because they don't
hella free.
attack you all
Like
at once on Arkham, and they only added that in like Arkham
no, they
City,
don't.
where if like two people are coming at you, you can double counter. Whereas in Spider-Man, you can
Oh,
counter like multiple enemies at once, but if you time it
mm-hmm.
wrong, you're getting hit by something.
Oh, you can get hit by everybody.
Yeah,
And that
and
life will shoot down so fast. You can get hit all at the same time. Bop, bop, bop. Like,
but I will
damn.
say, like at the very least, in this game, they understand that that is a factor. So in
Absolutely. And
throughout
they
the
give you
fight,
that
you can
freedom.
heal yourself. You can heal yourself. As when
Man,
Arkham and Arkham, like
yes.
you had to get through the fight. So it
It's in
like
order to be healed, yeah.
the fight system and the health like balanced itself out, which is fine for me. But
Hmm.
yeah, I still feel like it just does a little too much during the fights sometimes.
You gotta, yeah, you gotta really, really be. But having to be smart about what you do, they still give you that freedom, like you were talking about. When you do his launch and you knock him into the air, being able to get up there with him, whop, 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 somebody's shooting. Let
You
me
can
dodge out
dodge.
the way mid-air. Hold on, where you going? I'm not done with you up there. Whip, come
Yeah,
back,
get back to
bow,
him.
get back
Yeah,
down on that nigga, bow.
or be able to like
You get dodged out
I
the way and
question
get
it.
back up there and still get him. It's like the freedom is insane.
I question their ability. I question his ability to yank. Because one of the fight bonuses was like disarm X number of thugs, and you can jump in there, grab somebody's gun, and tug of war with them in the air. Not attached to anything. You're just floating. And so like it,
Really?
you
Haven't
have
done
like
that
yeah
yet.
that because it's a skill tree. Because you at first you can only do like handguns, but eventually you can do like
Oh.
stun batons and like rocket launchers. Fifth says the rocket launcher dudes are his like least favorite, whereas like I don't mind them because the rockets move so slowly. You have plenty of time to get the hell out the way.
Oh no, the game is still a video game. They're not a
Yeah,
problem for me neither because
but
the
they hit
game will
hard.
still be a video game in the sense that they will shoot, they will aim and shoot, and something will be obstructing their where they're shooting, and it will blow up right in their face, and it's like, wow, really?
Like I've had several like dudes with like machine guns kill their homeboys because I'll be fighting one
Yeah,
guy.
they're supposed to.
Okay,
With that, yeah, they're supposed to because when you're fighting somebody and then that beam turns red, you
and you
dodge
move.
out the way and they shoot their homeboys and yeah, they end up killing them.
And it took me a while to get a handle on the stealth as
Violent.
well. Yeah, the stealth was kind of hard to get a hold of
The
because
stuff. It was because it's. I
because
don't know, man. I was
he
just so
doesn't
ready
move
to just get in
stealthily.
there and get it cracking.
Yeah, he doesn't
No, he don't.
move like he does not move very easily. Because with Batman, like Batman like strings people up, and Spider-Man kind of does the same thing. But Fifth was like, he doesn't knock these people out before he hangs them up here. So when people are just walking around, that was Joey Diaz. I knew it. Roman the Butcher Barbieri, Joey Coco Diaz. Good boy, you couldn't tell me that wasn't him. I knew when that dude called him a cocksucker. I knew that was Joey. I knew that was Joey. But no, you can't like he doesn't knock them out. So when they're just up there making noise, and it's like I know y'all hear him, but y'all are just walking past him.
And you were going right in the direction I was gonna take it. Yeah, the game is very easy when it comes to stealth. A little too easy, if I'm being honest. It's not as well. By comparison, the stealth system is not as difficult as Arkham was.
Well, with Arkham,
Because
I actually think it's the
there's
exact
no
opposite.
crouch. I can be literally you can be
I think
looking
you
right
can.
at me and not see me, and I'll be like, okay.
No, I think if you hold L2, I think that's him like moving slower.
Yeah, like it's him moving slowly, but I've been seen and not seen. Like come on. There have been characters. Hell, if I'm standing on top of my apartment complex and I get a guy at the front door and there's another guy looking in the direction, well, let's say he's turned around and I get the guy over here and then the guy over there looks this way and I'm still in the same spot and you don't see me, that's weird. Because that's not how it would have happened on Arkham.
But understand,
especially
Arkham,
with the
Batman
guy swinging there.
Yeah, Batman is indeed a stealth character, so it's a little bit different. But I do kind of feel like the stealth in Spider-Man is unnecessary. But I feel like the reason they added it is because they wanted that. Because like Spider-Man hanging people from like an object is kind of like par for the course of Spider-Man, and they just wanted you to be able to do that. The only issue I had a problem with was like them seeing me, because it doesn't take long for them to see you. Because if one person sees you, like everybody's like on you. So I would leave. I tried to leave the area and then come back, like swing around and then come back. But they would never lose me. They never lost me. Like even if I was like on the ground, swinging between buildings, when I came back, they were all very alert and knew exactly where I was. So I was like, okay.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, stealth in here is just
it needs not
a little work. Not as good as it could be.
No, it needs a little work. Like I did have a big guy lose me because I was above him, as I was on like a building, and I knocked him down to the lower level of a building, and the fight didn't end when everybody else was knocked out. So I assumed he was dead, because in most cases like we just knock people off the roof and just let that be the case, let that be it. But he was below me and he lost me, and I was like, okay, so they can lose me. It's just very rare that they do. And because like Spider-Man doesn't kill people, look, dude, we've knocked motherfuckers to the concrete below from rooftops. Dude, I was like, if I'm hitting people,
that's the thing. It does depend on how high up you are if they would hit the ground. If you're on a very tall building and you knock them off, just look. They'll go down, and then a web will come out of nowhere, and then they'll be attached to the building.
It'll save them.
And I was like, I didn't do that. Because I remember the first time I did it, I'm like, can I knock him off this roof? And I launched him, bow, on some ultra. And he fell. And Famous was watching. He started busting out laughing. I said, yep, that dude is gone. But then I look. I wonder if they actually hit the ground, and then I boop, and I look. Nope.
That's fair, I guess. Well, I guess it's raining bad guys isn't like the best way for Spider-Man to go about his day working. So.
The only way Justice say, oh, Spider-Man don't kill nobody, but he does kill somebody at the same time. Because one of his finishes is when he grabs you with the two webs and flips you and slams you on your neck. He's like, come on, cuz you know that fool died.
I'm about to say the same thing with Batman. Think about all the times Batman left people unconscious in the middle of the road in Arkham City.
Right.
He didn't kill several people. Nigga, in Spider-Man, you can grab a goddamn manhole cover and fling it at people. You knock them motherfuckers unconscious. People are dying in this game.
You can
Blunt
snatch
force
the
trauma?
trunk or a door off of a car
and hit people with it. Like, they getting mad. They getting seriously hurt. I don't give a fuck what you say. Them motherfuckers is like in genuine. They going through trauma. Just know that. Just know they going through trauma.
And they do die. Because like I said, when they're aiming, and you're fighting somebody and you move and they get shot up.
And they get shot. They got shot
That's,
multiple times in the center mass. Motherfuckers is dead, dude. Like what you said. Look what you said, baby. Them niggas is dead.
hella dead. Spider-Man is something else. This game though, I've been waiting to talk to you guys about that game. But that game, it's a lot better than I thought it would be.
It's exactly what I thought it would be. It's just like the extra stuff, like the extra. Fifth noticed that like when you crawl up a building, if you look in the windows, like the rooms are actually like there's a small 3D model of a room inside the building.
Yeah.
Like and it seems like it's the same room over and over, but it's still a small model inside the building. Like
it's because after we saw this at E3, I didn't look into it, see what everything it had to offer or anything. And so when I played, because I loved the and I didn't fully trust it because it sounded great, but I know how games operate nowadays, and you can't trust too many developers to give you some fantastic stuff. And when I was like, wow, this is really good. This is Arkham,
but faster.
But Spider-Man.
I was like, I told Fifth because he's streaming it because Fifth is doing like the road to platinum for it because he's.
Oh my gosh! And every time he's streaming it, I'm either not
it's
available
still there.
to watch it.
I mean, it's always there. It's on his YouTube, so it doesn't go anywhere. But the way I'm looking at it, it's not a bad game. It's not, but it it didn't rock my socks. But like to him, I was like, what this game is really, really fucking cool. And right now, that's what gamers need is a cool fucking game. And this game is cool.
Seriously.
This game is cool.
Seriously, it's cool. It really is.
Will it cure your cancer? No, it won't. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be the Jesus Christ of video games to save us from the situation. No, it's not even the Goku
all these
of video
other
games
developers don't even care because they're still gonna come out with their games and they're gonna make you, they're gonna BS you on the EA tip. Give
but
you $2 worth of game for full price and then make you pay $100 for the rest of the game.
Just know that if you like, for people who might watch this, if you have an Xbox One and you haven't played it, Insomniac made this and fucking Ratchet and Clank, but they also made Sunset Overdrive. And if you haven't played Sunset Overdrive is extremely fun. It reminds me of something.
Was telling me because we had a discussion about it before it came out, and he was like, "Dude, Insomniac makes Spider-Man." I was like,
"Okay."
So
they make fun games. Let's be real.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I was like, all right, so I imagine it'd be pretty good. But like I said, I didn't have full 100% faith that this game was going to be good. I didn't.
It wasn't going to be what it should be, but it's very fun.
Yeah, but when I played it, I was like, wow. The freaking web slinging is fun as hell.
It's the web swinging again. I don't think there's been a Spider-Man game. There has been a Spider-Man game since Spider-Man 2, but Spider-Man 2 defined what web swinging in a Spider-Man game should be. It didn't have that well, you're above the city and you always know if you weren't near something you could swing from, you would not swing. They got that from Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
The only difference is Spider-Man 2 had fighting game combos basically. So it was A, B, B, X, Y or stuff like that. And so being getting somebody in a combo and the combo would end a certain way. But this game does have a lot more fluidity to it, being able to web people to things or it just plays like you want it to, but understand that it will be a little bit frustrating at first. I had to really get used to the melee button, the web attack button, and the web shoot button, and then the dodge button, and then jumping, and then swinging, and then holding L2 to focus, and it's a lot to just know. It's a lot.
Yeah.
If you consider using Batman's the quick gadgets in his combos.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do doing the trophies where it's use 5 quick gadgets, think that, but all the time. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, it does come with a certain amount of freedom that other free flow combat games don't
Don't
have.
have, yeah.
And then but then, like I said, what's jarring is the fact that you have to. There's a lot to do in a fight, and like I said, Spider-Man is he's fast as Catwoman from Arkham on this game. And so you kind of when you're just playing it, you kind of get lost into what you're doing and end up getting hit and losing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's damn.
Cause like that's the beauty of cause keep in mind like Batman does fucking karate, and karate is very much about being aware of your surroundings, and it's not about like hitting people fast. It's about hitting people effectively.
Oh, and one thing that I really, really, really had to get used to, the dodge is a dodge. So, like I said, I played all of Arkham.
Oh,
I'm still in the middle of playing the Ezio collection for Assassin's Creed. There is no counter.
Yeah, there's no counter. It's
just
literally getting out of the way. Yeah. So you don't have that weird moment where you can. Well, actually, kind of, sorta, because if you perfect dodge, he'll web their heads. So they'll be incapacitated for a second. But yeah. Like I think I've done like the first like 3 story missions, but again, I've been basically going around doing all the collectible stuff because I haven't wanted to progress the story. Like I haven't.
Oh,
I know there's a lot in this game. Like if at the end of the day, if you were to not collect any collectibles but only do story missions first, I feel like what would happen is the map would be filled with stuff for you to look at, and it would slightly become overwhelming. So like I'm pacing myself through like do a story mission, get new collectibles to collect them, and then go to the next story mission. Basically, who the fuck is this? This is Mark. It ain't Mark. Also, fucking God of War ends next week, so everybody go watch that. Bye.